The SEC just gave stablecoin founders a huge win. Some stablecoins are now officially not securities. But here's the catch. Most stablecoins still don't qualify. And if you get this wrong, you're not just facing compliance issues, you're building a product that regulators can shut down. Hey everyone, I'm Corey, a lawyer helping entrepreneurs decode law, technology, and innovation. This is part 4 of our 8-part series, breaking down the SEC's new crypto framework. And today we're diving into stablecoins, what the Genius Act actually solves, and more importantly, what it doesn't. Here's what we're covering. What the SEC now says about stablecoins, what qualifies under the Genius Act, the biggest design constraint that founders miss, and where stablecoins can still trigger securities risk. So, what the SEC actually said about stablecoins. The SEC now defines a stablecoin as a crypto asset designed to maintain a stable value, usually pegged to something like the US dollar. But here's the key shift. They created a specific category, payment stablecoins under the Genius Act. And if you fall into that category, you're not a security. That's a big deal. Next, the critical limitation that most founders miss. Here's where people get it wrong. The SEC is not saying that all stablecoins are safe. They're saying only payment stablecoins issued by permitted issuers qualify. Everything else, it's still subject to securities analysis. And that's where the risk is. The Genius Act pathway is more about the token. Most founders focus on the peg, but the SEC is looking at who issues the stablecoin, how it's licensed, how redemption works, what rights holders of the token have, and what the product is actually used for. This is not just token design, this is legal infrastructure. So next, let's look at the no yield rule. This is huge. I'm sure you've seen this all over the media, and it's currently an ongoing argument amongst the banks on the one side and companies in the crypto ecosphere on the other. This is one of the most important constraints. Under the Genius framework, you cannot pay interest or yield just for holding the stablecoin. No staking rewards, no passive income, no hold and earn. This draws a hard line between payment infrastructure and investment products. So why does this change product strategy? This forces founders and entrepreneurs to make a decision. Are you building a payment system or a yield product? Because trying to do both is where legal problems will start. Next, let's look at covered stablecoins. The SEC also addressed what happens today before the Genius Act fully takes effect. They've said certain covered stablecoins already don't require securities registration. But again, this is limited. Not every stablecoin qualifies, where founders can get into trouble. So here's the real trap. Even if your stablecoin is not a security, you can still create securities risk through your marketing, through your messaging, through your product positioning. If you start talking about future upside, value growth, team-driven expansion, you may be creating an investment contract. So why does this matter for CFOs and for boards of directors? This isn't just legal, it's operational. Stablecoins impact banking relationships, reserve management, your licensing strategy, investor due diligence, and even partnerships. If your structure doesn't hold up, everything downstream breaks. So what is a founder, a founding team, or an entrepreneur to do right now? You need to start with classification. Are you building a true payment stablecoin? Then check, does your issuer structure qualify? Are your redemption rights clean? Are your economics consistent with payments? And most importantly, are you communicating like a payments company, not an investment product? So let's recap. Here's the bottom line. The Genius Act gives a clear path, but only for payment stablecoins. Yield and generating yield is still the hard red line. Your structure matters more than the peg, and the messaging around your stablecoin can create risk even if the token itself is compliant. The winners in this space will be the teams that design legally coherent products from day one. Join me on the path to decoding law, technology, and innovation to grow your business. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time.